There.
Don't
This time
encourage
it's...
them.
/ blue ovaries.
Alright, so I'm going to have to cut right after this point for the version that's put up as its own video.
Dude, I'm so glad that you played that again so we could see it, the JPEG materialize like that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Alright, this is Revan's Revenge. Ignore the Venators, those are Mandalorian ships.
Now the chat is being filled with blue balls.
Well, Ek, this is...
You
You're
get
only supposed
bombed.
to use your
Oh,
powers
man.
for good.
Look at these.
No.
Look at these KOTOR era ships. If there was an invincible class there, we'd be pretty close.
It's called now. Skew the back section by 45 degrees.
All right, so we're in the Republic first. Everything that when I was coding these were based off of the LAC coding. So there is going to be a lot of Charlie.
This used to be a judicial ship.
But yeah, the triangular frigates there are the ones that I was talking about
Yeah,
last
the
time.
Paladin is what we've got them
Yeah.
down as.
Which is, yeah, because they're they're one of the many like Mandalorian war comic ships.
Oh man, you caught
I
some
love how the
ATSTs.
first battle now is this Republic fleet fighting a fucking ATST.
It's
The
actually
ATST
those are the
might win.
icons for one of the war droids, but it is HK-47 that we're going to kill in space. So good job, HK.
Also, a lot of the models that you've dragged out over time are okay, except for this damn command ship one, which is
No,
just
all the space models are
inexpensive
very
models.
bad.
I'm glad Bob said it first and not me.
All of these
I mean,
space
the
models
Star
are
Destroyer is
getting
not terrible,
removed.
I guess.
The ground ones are
What?
great.
Yeah, the
Fighters
infantry
are
models are
probably
good.
okay.
Got a job for me?
Like, the fighters are
Honestly,
probably okay.
this looks way better than like the majority of Empire War mods out now. So,
also true.
like, I haven't seen most of these models before, so that's a nice change.
That is a
The
plus.
inexpensive proportions are just best mentioned as not great.
They are at the scale that they ended up at when I made this as an April Fool's video.
I don't mean the ship in game. I mean just like the models' proportions to
Yeah.
the
It's an oval.
You know, the
I think
Hammerhead looks
Sith
pretty
Fighter-
good.
Sith Fighter got
Yeah, the
up.
Hammerhead
Zoom
and
in.
Paladin look decent. At
Yeah, if you
this
squint
distance.
and don't zoom in.
And at the skill that they'd probably end up in. At
Corey, can you throw a blur
Corey,
filter
don't,
on?
please. Don't ruin it for us.
They
Throw
really
a blur
do.
filter on in OBS.
Yeah, I gotta get the beauty filter. It's might help.
Oh, there's that.
Oh,
man.
Sith full work Mark II.
All right, we've filled 3 minutes of content. We need
This is basically Revan.
did,
Ground battle.
Fighters,
Ground battle.
Corey.
did Nemesis
We have-
put,
We have new Sith fighters.
Sith Fighter? Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
They're
I
not
think you did
coded.
put-
I thought
Yeah,
that.
let's just put them in.
Oh,
Yeah, I think-
I didn't sing. I can show the loading
Everyone
screen
turn
for
your
the next time.
turn your streaming resolution down to 480p, and then just start imagining.
Imagine what it's gonna
You
look
don't
like
need
when we
load
put
now.
in actual work. This was me in 2 nights, half drunk before April 1st.
Oh, so you can get it down to 240. I would recommend that. Oh, it actually doesn't look that bad. 240.
Yeah, no, they're not
Oh,
depicted as the.
I mean, I'm still seeing the square hitbox on the station there, but
Wow,
I mean,
it's like
that's
I'm playing
in the current
KOTOR
version.
right now.
See, that's where 144 comes in.
that's
Get the Vaseline out and just smear it over.
I can't actually.
144.
over the screen.
Oh no.
I can't see anything anymore.
There we go. Now it's like you're playing KOTOR.
Affection.
There we go.
I couldn't see the buttons anymore on my 4K monitor.
Taking me back to 2005.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Wildcat's working on Bastilon.
What I recommend you guys is that you hold your cell phone up to the screen and then just look through the camera viewfinder.
Oh, that's a good idea.
We're announcing a new engine. We're actually building one engine.
It's called the
one
Cry
spot-
Engine, but for different reasons.
I mean, I was playing Yuuzhan Vong at War, or whatever it's called, with the new Jedi Order mod, and it looked pretty much like this. So,
NJO.
Is that a compliment to us or a diss on?
neither.
Yes. NJO uses free release stuff, so
Yeah.
And mostly old, really, really old stuff from
Mm-hmm.
TR. I don't think they've even brought in.
I don't think
like,
they use even much
TR
that was in TR
assets
at the
anymore.
time.
right.
Basically switched to Alliance assets.
Alliance, yeah.
They use quite a bit TR stuff because I played. They've got like a campaign as this Cyruvi, and it's like, for some reason they have all of the Dark Empire stuff. It's like, oh, okay.
The
Kinda cool.
stuff it's coded off of is TR stuff. Like it's basically a Bizarro World TR where instead of yeah.
Bizarro world.
Oh, I like the Republic lander for Bastilla.
Don't they have like one of the trade route problems that TR used to have?
Yeah. And I think they solved it more recently because I think I told him
I
because
think they're
it was
coming out with
painful.
coming out with a 1.0 though, aren't they? Pretty soon, so maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, the mod does have some cool stuff.
Look
Like,
at
they've
him
got all
go!
the transports and stuff. Kind of cool.
But does Trav tell you how much he doesn't trust you?
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Oh, Malik's here. Oh wait, we got to stop. Hold on, we got to
Civilians.
stop. I know we're in the middle of the action, but I'm getting a prompt that Karth looks like he has something to say. So we're just gonna recreate the KOTOR experience.
This is actually exactly how I remember KOTOR. Just a squad of troopers and some tanks firing on Malik.
And then the Jedi awkwardly running after him to try and catch up and land a
Yep.
hit.
I mean,
Okay,
that
right.
part is actually very accurate.
Thank you, Starcatcher. for the
Here's some money
donation.
for being friends with the weird British guy displays tendencies.
We're not gonna ask
Yeah.
which
Kind of
weird
ambiguous.
British guy.
Yeah.
Wait, which?
Oh.
I'm
The
very
animations for everyone except Bastila aren't that great, but Bastila's animations are pretty decent.
Did you make Bastila?
Wildcat. I did not
Yeah,
make it.
she looks pretty good.
That's what the guy who made her thought at the time too. Bastila was the first and I think only infantry model made specifically for Empire at War to have eyebrow animations. Or eyelid animations, rather. I don't think the eyebrows were animated.
Definitely not for Malik.
Palpatine death screen. All right, Nihilus,
this
you're
is-
next.
Right.
Oh no, that's Revan. Never mind.
The Legion Centurion would be bigger than the Interdictor at 1400 meters compared to 600.
Oh boy, are we having that discussion now?
Yeah. What size are KOTOR ships?
Oh god, flip a coin.
Nolan,
Multiply by a random number.
Nolan,
Oh.
you already know what I'm going to say, don't you?
Yeah, but Ranger, you realize I care the least about KOTOR and Tour era stuff. KOTOR I care a bit. Tour I just blank out.
You're still a nerd.
That's why I'm here.
Yes, that's why Nojimbri's here. Like KOTOR I care a bit, but there's kind of general accepted sizes for the stuff that end up working okay, especially in comparison to like source books.
And they also aren't mostly like ridiculously oversized compared to like they actually make small ships, which
Yeah.
is, you know, better than a lot of other prequel things.
Yeah, part of the the issue with KOTOR, honestly, it's not Mandalorians, it's not Republic, it's actually getting Sith ships because you need to dip like a few decades earlier for like great Sith War stuff to actually have assets. Which, to be fair, is lore accurate per KOTOR's campaign guide because Revan and Malik were using great Sith War era ships and had Starforge production lines dedicated to them.
All your infantry got converted.
Dude, you suck,
Damn.
Corey. What the fuck?
Corey lost.
Yep, it's very sad.
Isn't that like the entirety of the channel?
It's part of it.
Corey loses.
It's not all encapsulated.
It's really
in one
sad that you
thing.
lost those 2 lizards. Bastel and Karth fucking died, says Melonface.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
No, I mean they hit the entire Sith
facts.
leadership, so
I'm not sure if the structure's actually. There are parts of Revan's Revenge that are baked in and not being taken from the core folder still that they shouldn't be, or they won't be. But because I want to see these models go up against the new shipyard models. If
yeah,
they
you need to
exist
finish
at all.
texturing those.
It's so annoying. Round
When are you
things.
When are you guys doing the Empire of the Hand reworks, Corey?
They've sort of started. We have their biggest ship done. It just needs to be.
Oh
rigged and
yeah,
coded,
right.
but
You showed that one, right?
the
And then we
rest
just
are
need a
getting
pile of content.
updated.
Cool.
Or maybe Val and Corey can dig out the original concepts for some of the ships, and Oz can work his magic.
It's really just the thumbnails that Valerie did. I'm
mean,
sure Oz can take some of that.
Yeah, considering what he did with stuff that has much worse reference.
Kraken threat comes, yeah.
Yeah, he made the Republic look decent.
Yeah, Agent Sashin and Majestic. And
I'm gonna have so much texturing to do once I graduate.
There's so many.
but just
models.
think of all the fun new class stuff the New Republic can use.
When you graduate, you can become Dr. Evil Bob the Bob.
Yes.
Dr. Bob the Bob.
Evil Doctor. Bob.
Evil Bob
Doctor.
the Doctor.
What's your doctorate in, Bob?
Astrology. I almost said the right thing. I was very upset with myself.
It's in physics, but my research focus is astronomy.
What's your thesis on?
Spectropolarimetry of southern Wolf Ray binary stars.
I know all about that.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you can come to my thesis defense if you've got a spare hour at 10 a.m. Mountain Time on Wednesday.
I'm busy. Oh, this Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Luck.
yeah.
Is it a Skyped thesis defense?
Yep.
Or
Yep, gonna do
Zoom?
it on Zoom. It's gonna be really weird.
yeah.
Oh, the best part is that academia decided that would be the best. Activists in academia decided that would be the best day to have an academic strike around Black Lives Matter. So yeah, it's going well. It's going real well. But hey, you know, I've written the document. They'll tell me it's shitty, and then they'll pass me with minor revisions, and I'll be good.
Sweet.
Hey, they can pass me with
Sounds
major
about right.
revisions. Wouldn't even be upset.
As long as they pass you.
Yeah,
Do you-
yeah. I
do
mean,
you wanna-
pass fail. It's easy.
Got a
Like
bit?
like the kidney stone they never wanted.
Pass, fail,
Hello?
it's easy.
So-
There it is.
Wow.
The Great Sith War Republic battleships are around 300 meters, and the battle cruisers are around.
Sorry, how big are the battleships?
300-ish meters, and then the battle cruisers are around 600.
Cool. So we got a football field, and then we got a couple of football fields.
And then there's the multiple kilometer command ships that just dwarf them in the comics.
I mean, that's okay. Command ships, you know.
Yeah, but the issue being the Sith battleships are like,
The
how long is it?
computers are very large.
Yeah, 215. That actually lines up decently with the Republic ones at 300.
My God.
This honestly didn't feel like it was that long. Maybe I'll keep going for a couple more hours.
Kill it.
Corey, why do you have Stockholm syndrome?
What was that, Ranger?
Why do you have Stockholm syndrome?
I mean,
Also, funny how you can play the same game for 12 hours after you've been playing it for 14 years, but you can't play 8 hours of Sea of Thieves with the boys.
see, I couldn't play 8 hours of Sea of Thieves with the boys because I was getting ready to do this stream.
Also,
I had to do
don't
a bunch
know.
of other work to get ready to be able to do this stream.
Is there even 8 hours of content in Sea of Thieves?
I mean, as far as I can tell, there's a lot of sailing involved.
Yeah.
So technically, if you just sail around in circles, which the crew seems to do a lot of, you can drag it out quite well.
That game
it's like
lives
the
and
same
dies
thing.
on how good the sailing actually feels, and it feels fantastic, so it's fun.
Oh yeah. I like the game at launch. It was just nothing to do.
I
can't
don't
play
like
it,
it as
yeah.
much with 4 people, not
agree.
because I dislike Mark. That's only a small
Not
factor.
only because he dislikes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just feels like there's less to do in the downtime than on a brig or definitely on a sloop.
Yeah, the galleon's too large.
I think brig is sweet spot, but as for like just for doing like super long streams on a galleon, I think wouldn't be as fun. But
No.
Oh, they added different ship types.
Yeah, there's 3 different sizes.
It just seems like there's a lot of downtime in that game,
yeah,
which
on
is
a
fine.
brig, on a
Big
galleon
shark.
it is.
You got to kind of play with people you like, or like.
Yeah,
So it's a lot more fun if you have a group to play with.
Yeah,
it's basically a chat show at that point, right?
I'd never play it alone. Charlie
Yeah.
confuses the shit out of me.
Yeah, I agree.
You're just talking
I think
about
he
in general.
confuses
not-
everyone.
In general or in Sea of Thieves? I mean, Puerto went for exactly the same joke.
Yeah.
Like we'll have a 6-hour stream and Charlie will be like, "Yeah, so I played solo for 6 hours yesterday as well." It's like, what the fuck?
That
Have you guys
downtime.
ran into the big shark that swims around?
Well, yeah, you run into that quite frequently.
Yeah, it does nothing. It's more afraid of you than you are of it.
I feel like it's like Spider-Man PS4, where it's like there's a lot of downtime between like activities. But since the movement is so good, like you can ignore that, I guess. Or like
That's the same
yeah.
with a lot of open world games. So, like, if
Skill
you play
game.
Fallout, Skyrim, all those type of games, there's a lot of downtime.
Or is
I've played
the
Fallout 76 this entire time, and I've just been running it from not doing.
Or you just play ridiculously over-the-top strategy games.
see, I
Or
just
the Old Republic.
looks like something's not missed or something's missing in alpha.
Is Charlie still obsessed with gladiators yet?
No, I think he's moved past them.
I think he now loves Nebulon B, considering how annoyed he got with him.
I mean, the shield thing was kinda busted.
Now it's
To be honest, like, when people first said, "Oh, you the Neb speed the ops," I'm like, that sounds like nonsense. And then I actually tested because it didn't sound like something else true. And then I tested, like, wait, what? How? What?
Yeah, they're surprisingly like in Phoenix Rising. Once I actually tried them out properly at the top level, they're actually kind of scary little ships because they're so hard to hit.
I'm gonna switch to Sith, and I'm gonna pull the new model first. If Nemesis did
Is
that,
that the new shipyard model there?
yeah, but it's smaller and with a weird
too
team
small.
colored thing.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it's
that-
using
yeah.
the scale that the old model used, because Revan's Revenge overwrites some of the code that it shouldn't. Because we looked at it like an hour,
Very cute.
it's fucking
That's
2
nice.
hours ago in TR now, and it was the normal size. But this is its shriveled, diseased cousin. This is when it needs to consult a doctor.
That's how Charlie wakes up after an 8-hour Sea of Thieves streams. After the last one we did, I only got like 4 hours of sleep.
Enjoy
And
the
then,
comic panel that gave us.
I think the other thing I need to do is get more alcohol that I actually enjoy drinking, because the white rum, that was like, it felt like 18 liters of pure disgust. It was not good. But I think Charlie's made the right play with the pineapple juice and
You should try
maybe
like
some vodka.
the pink
Try?
the pink vodka. What's it called again? The new pink lemonade stuff. Pink Whitney, I think.
Why don't you just try Evan Williams sour apple?
Try mixing a little bit of honey in with the vodka. It actually makes it taste a lot better.
Well, it was just pure white rum is what I had.
Yeah.
And it was not good.
You can't really
And
disguise
then white
that.
rum is mixed with stuff. You don't drink it straight. It's
Yeah,
not
I was
high
mixing
enough
with pop, but I didn't want to drink that much pop because then I'd feel disgusting for other
in
reasons.
the morning. Yeah.
So I think like if I'm gonna do pineapple juice with something, vodka is the best. Especially if they don't still make pineapple Smirnoff, which is really what I want. But I found it right as it was being discontinued, so kind of upset about that. All right, let's play.
Man,
Sith.
after the last long stream, I was at like I only got to sleep 4 hours or so because I had to wake up in the morning, and I'm apparently not an adult who can play and stuff. I was out with Gus. I had a really bad headache, and the fucker headbutted me in the side of the like head, right in the side of the eye. He thought he was being funny and just fully straight up headbutted me. Like I had to he legitimately fucked me up.
So it's from Glasgow, right?
What's that?
Oh, Glasgow, yes. Yes, I
Oh.
had that.
I think is that what that is? I thought that was when you cut the. Oh yeah, but yeah, basically that. Oh, that's a Glasgow smell. Yeah, basically like.
Oh, Glasgow. Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a nice place.
So Corey, I found out that if you give a minor faction a crashes the game.
A what?
Minor faction of Titanium. I don't know why.
Yeah, the Galsend F is weird with spawning certain things, and the game is weird with spawning certain things. So you have to spawn other things to spawn the thing you want to spawn in different ways. Because sins.
Eckhart's ladder gets completely obliterated by Toddler with facts and knowledge.
Basically,
with facts and noggin.
Like he got me with the hard part of his head. Like big brain moved literally, like in my weakest spot on the side right next to my eye.
Jesus.
Like the one spot where you can.
Temple.
Yeah, right in the temple, basically.
We got.
And I was in public too, so like I was like trying.
The first actual Revan's Revenge model, the Sith fighter, modeled by Terrible, skinned by 3 Cole.
Yeah, it looks good.
Looks pretty good.
And the rest of the mod will look like that someday. But right now, instead, we have this garbage that we made in 2006.
I have actually gotten the full go-ahead to work on Revan's Revenge models, so that's fun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, it's Bob. Hey, Bob.
Yeah, I've been hit all
the
the time.
courtship of Princess
Well,
Leia.
not the whole time.
Leia.
Some of the time.
What was that about courtship of Princess Leia?
I think doesn't Mord in the chat have that Leia from that cover as their picture?
Yep.
I can't see.
Yes.
It looks like someone with the
Open
hat.
your eyes.
I think that's the Jedi Academy.
That was some dumb shit.
Oh, you might be right actually.
I have Champions of the Force with the cover.
Well,
I
look at
think
this
you're
guy
right, actually.
bragging about having covers on his books.
Yep.
Ouch.
You're right, actually.
Ooh,
Yep,
which
that's
planet
the
is
Champions of the Force one. The courtship one has a headband, but her head's at a different angle.
Okay.
I'm
was
so
a different
sorry you
time.
know these things.
Damn. That's the most English response I've ever heard.
There.
These are the things that we get paid to know, though. So I don't know what the rest of you nerds are doing.
You guys are getting paid.
Crying. Yes. No, not me.
They literally get paid.
I better be.
I get paid to know, thanks.
Slev, you pay me. A lot of you pay me.
I get paid in simp points.
I think you were my first patron, Slev.
Probably.
Yes.
What's
Wait.
wrong with you?
Why don't you just say Sith?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does that surprise you? Like,
He's down with the kids. He's got the lingo.
That just, you know what? Never mind. I'm deleting my Twitter now. After that statement, I'm deleting my Twitter. I'm gonna
I've
become a
never
boomer.
heard such a boomer thing from Bob in my life.
Bob is the biggest boomer I've ever.
Not even the oldest person on the team, I don't think.
no.
Who's the oldest person on the team?
I think it's like Valerie and Rogue.
How old?
I think it's Rogue.
They're in their 30s.
Early 30s.
Yeah, Rogue is like 31, 32.
Yeah.
We need to get a few true boomers on the team.
I think Valerie's a little bit younger, actually, than Rogue.
Okay,
There's also a
boomer.
new Zoomer.
Don't do that shit again. God damn.
Yeah, you can fit the entire mod's lifespan. I think the difference between the oldest and youngest member on the team is a person of voting age.
It's an entire empire at war.
Way more than that.
Empire at War came out before I was born.
That's disgusting.
Don't like that. Don't like that.
Me feel old.
I don't like that.
Exit.
Not
X
epic.
having an existential crisis.
I realize the real draw of your mic is the actual sound quality, but the thing that has me most wanting to get something like that is just the soundboard.
Yeah, there's a ton of sound effects. The only one I have set up right now is the swear button.
Oh yeah.
I like
set
how
up a soundboard too,
the dark, like the night setting on this map makes it obvious. The particles are all going at the same time.
Yep.
Oh god.
Look, they're just synchronized lighting, which makes sense.
Maybe that's a thing. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Maybe
drop
there's,
in
aircraft coming in or something.
Look, alright. The governor of that city is just very organized and very peculiar.
I mean,
Strangely fascist when it comes to like lighting on private developments.
Thank you, Rhino. I've been here so long, the day changed.
Very cool.
Sliver, I'm really happy that you sent me this mesh and all, and then I looked through the sketch that you gave me, and I was like, oh, we actually need a mesh for something like that if it's going to be that type of pit.
You can't say pit to him.
The elder or the younger?
Are you talking about the stuff outside of the pit?
Guys.
No, in the
Are you talking
pit.
about the pit?
In the
Halo
pit?
3 map?
Yeah, we
Probably
can.
the best map ever.
XCR 25.
Do you want me to make the pit bigger?
No, this is big scale anyway. And assuming they ever get their asses off Mustafar, like maybe they'll get here.
Who's they? He's one of they. Don't say they like he's not involved in this.
He's not. He's literally just there for the fishy ride.
Maybe we would be off Mustafar if we didn't have to spend so much time hearing about how moist he wants to be.
Oh,
Oh my god!
Just because my character drinks sweat doesn't mean like I'm some sort of
Sweat drinker?
In the fucking Dune universe or something?
He's a Mon Calamari. He didn't come prepared. That's all we need to know.
I was dehydrated. I took some extreme actions, but they were warranted.
You guys got into.
Literally drink sweat.
Ooh.
That's probably not the weirdest thing in the world.
Yep, I think this is about the time I'm gonna get off for good.
Alright, good night.
Get off for good.
He just said he's 14.
yeah.
Oh god. No.
FBI, open up!
I always thought it would be Charlie that gets cancelled. I never thought it'd be you.
I'll see you guys later.
See ya.
Hello? I don't want to be on the stream anymore.
Local Star Wars YouTuber gets arrested for talking to a 16-year-old.
Hey, that's legal in Canada, so...
Hey, don't try to justify it. That makes it worse.
I'm just a number, bro.
I always wondered why you became a lawyer.
Oh no!
No. I'm
Corey,
sorry,
I'm
Corey.
gonna start making those fake racial jokes about you again.
Okay.
We are going.
Now is not the time.
We are going down a path I cannot follow.
Bob, another player died.
Oh, sweet. I'll have to catch up on that.
They
I'll
got
have to catch up on
obliterated.
like
It's a
20
good time.
episodes.
Yeah,
How did they die?
they got shot by an Octoparo droid.
Oh, yeah, that would kill someone, yeah. Did you do the plus 50 crit with the weapons and stuff?
What a bitch.
I don't really need that.
We
We're
do
doing
the
a-
twice
That wouldn't kill
damage.
Yeah, double wounds is a death.
Ah, okay. You wanted to make things just a bit more lethal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, people can die pretty damn quick. Like, Corey's come real fucking close.
Yeah, and you've also had a Sith Lord try to cut my head off a couple times, and That's a lot more difficult to get away
You
from when they
killed
don't
that
roll
Sith
like
Lord
shit.
and gained 20 conflict.
I-
What? No!
I
Not
quoted.
getting out of this.
I recreated the Office scene in episode 3 to kill that Sith Lord.
How dark side is Corey's character now?
I'm like 7 morality, or I'm up to 11 after the last one.
He's
Well, she
literally
got
worse than Palpatine.
Sounds
I-
like the death of Kent Hamner there,
On the
Corey.
yellow eyes level here. Is that what we got?
Wait, I haven't.
To be
I haven't
fair,
used-
To be fair,
Corey's literally
I got
7-17
15
now.
morality, or minus 15. I got 15 conflict for murdering an engineer. I wasn't intending to shoot them. It's just my character. I normally expect he's gonna miss when he uses a gun. He didn't, and the engineer died. So the mea culpa.
That would hold up in court.
Are
Like
you
you
a
get
cop
on
or
the
something,
fucking
Corey?
stand
Like-
and you're like, dude, I didn't know I would hit him.
Look, I'm not saying it justifies what I did. It was just unexpected. And then
Wait, why did you shoot him to begin with?
we were trying to intimidate him, and I really intimidated him.
Why did you like
Donated him
aim for
into
like
the
above
grave.
his head or something?
I legitimately did not think my character was capable of hitting a single shot with a gun.
There's a joke I want to make.
Yeah, I know there is one
There's
too.
so many jokes I want to make, but I can't because we're
It was
live.
literally some babby engineer who wasn't really with the Empire too much. First thing he does, shoots him in the head.
You know what he signed up
Brother,
for.
I'm a terrible shot. I never hit people normally.
You blame a guy for shooting his shot?
And the other
Alright, guys,
thing
I
was
gotta
that.
go.
Alright, see ya. Thanks for coming.
yeah. See ya.
Yeah.
Gus woke up, so see you guys later.
Bye.
Yeah. Goodbye.
So, Bob, the other thing that I got most of my conflict from was like my character's backstory was this Sith Lord that's kind of hunting him, and we beat the guy in combat, had him unarmed and at our mercy.
By
And
unarmed, do you mean he had no arms left?
We cut off his hands,
We
yes.
cut off his hands multiple times. It's a thing. And so he was literally unarmed. And Frog Buddy wanted to execute him. And I argued with her and tried to like block her attack to decapitate him. And it turned into
See
the
that
episode
7
3 script
times.
being reenacted. And then I ran out of lines, so I just kept saying I need him. But once I had convinced Frog's character to not kill him, I immediately stabbed him. And that was 20 more conflict.
I need him for my own personal enjoyment. Like,
Fulfillment,
okay.
really, not enjoyment.
So we talking like? So wait, what species are you playing?
I am Claudite.
Oh, geez. So Claudite, who has gone real dark side, must look absolutely terrifying.
It just looks like he has a
it's just
sweat on it.
wilty flesh.
Don't they just
Claudite are.
I mean, they can shapeshift it away. So I don't know if you can hide the horrific, like, dark side polluted eyes or whatever.
So this is all just to say the people watching this stream right now need to go watch every Edge of Despair episode from both campaigns and both one-shots.
Definitely.
When they're
Honestly,
done
you should
here.
focus on Bob's because Bob's a much better GM. A plus game.
Okay.
But as soon as Bob's a doctor, we can do another one-shot.
Yep.
I'm thinking
Oh,
like
hell
right
yeah.
after you're done with the defense, we'll just go straight into the one-shot on your Zoom call.
I
Still,
might actually run the Star Wars equivalent of the hardest, like, well, not necessarily hardest, but one of the more infamous D&D modules. There's one called Fane of the Sith Lord. It's basically just about you going onto Palpatine's secret cache and trying to fight him, and it is there to kill the players repeatedly and painfully in many hilarious ways. So that sounds.
What is it called?
Fane of the Sith Lord.
How do you spell that?
FEIGN. I don't know if we can do an Abaddon Hail one shot anymore because now we can't kill Vernon because he has a canonical death already.
So in the campaign, Bob, Vernon has showed up and ruined a bunch of shit for the players. It's a good time.
And then we murdered him twice.
And then they keep asking why he keeps coming back. But we just blew him up. What the fuck?
It's like Boba Fett, you know, he doesn't actually die. Just
Okay,
keeps
so
surviving.
so here's the description from the Fane of the Sith Lords page. Fane of the Sith Lords is like no other Star Wars adventure. It goes beyond the realm of the normal and into the surreal. It pushes the envelope of what is and is not Star Wars, challenging your perceptions, while at the same time creating a superlatively difficult game. Fane of the Sith Lords has been dubbed a tournament module, eschewing continuity and in-game logic in favor of maddening puzzles, nightmarish threats, and extreme role-playing game design. Fane of the Sith Lords is not for the timid or faint of heart. It's a brutally punishing adventure that rewards fast, smart, creative play, and murders characters who act foolishly or indecisively. So I don't expect any of you to get past the
Yeah, we're gonna die the first thing.
Maybe we better stick with like. I feel like we'd somehow do better on like trying to blow up a Star Destroyer.
No, I wanna do this. I wanna do this.
We can do both. I mean, I might have enough time over the summer to do both. Like, I'll have some weekends, and if I'm doing one shots, they're a lot easier to plan for. So yeah, I would love to have you guys.
Bob, what do you do when your players keep trying to cut off your Sith Lord's hands?
Give him cybernetics with cortosis, and make sure his lightsaber has the and make sure he has the talent which makes his lightsaber impossible to take from his hands.
Come on, Caleb, haven't you even played read Star Wars? Cortosis? That's a...
We just cut higher, that's all.
What gets me is we have B Team, which is a couple friends who literally wanted to be a part of the same campaign they saw on the stream, and one of them got his arm sawed off by a bunch of really aggressive stormtroopers, and he went out and bought a Cortosis arm so he could grab lights. I don't know why I didn't think of this.
Yeah, so that's one of the options. The other option is to give them enough force powers that they can't get close. That's always good.
See,
the one they were against was originally a pretty fucking hard fight for them. They all got in a dumpster.
We would have all been wiped there if we hadn't been using Frog's talent the way we were.
I mean, to me, I don't mind that. But
I just mean as in terms of trying to make him harder. I think it would have been fine.
Don't tell Bob; he's going to be disappointed in me as a GM. I don't want to.
Oh, you use force suppressed, the one that prevents force usage. I think that's okay. Like
it was used incorrectly as an incidental instead of as a maneuver or as an action. So
okay, yeah, no, they would be pretty OP if you use it like that.
Yeah, that's the only. Like, I don't think you needed to worry about Nerith being underpowered there. I think it was just he was fine. It's just we didn't.
He wasn't even underpowered as a result. He goes twice in a turn.
You know, it could be worse. It could be the Trandoshan Inquisitor I sent against one of my parties, who had his lightsaber ripped from his hand, and then he was shot to death with a repeating blaster. So, yeah.
Jeez.
It could be worse.
So the problem with our party, for the most part, is our success is based on exactly one factor. Does Inertial have his turn still?
Oh yeah, so then they went against the fight against HK, and HK slapped down Inertial real quick, just enough. Done with this shit. Because
HK
Inertial did
these
60 fucking damage in one turn, and literally resolved Iceman's plotline for him.
Nice.
Yeah, I forgot Romsel was there.
Yeah, no, he didn't even get a turn. Inertial just was like, nah, man, hold on. I'm going to turn this man into putty.
I'm sorry, I was just corrected by my girlfriend, who was the one who killed that Sith Inquisitor. It wasn't her repeating blaster, it was her two pistols.
Oh, even
which
worse.
is arguably even worse. R.I.P. that Inquisitor character.
How dare you get that wrong, Bob?
Yeah.
You're going to pay for that later.
Possibly.
By the way, Corey, I can't wait for the next campaign for you guys to start maybe asking questions. That would be wonderful.
What? For us to start asking questions?
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Asking who? The people trying to shoot us?
I mean,
why are you doing this?
Seriously, how are we? When I was I'm assuming you're talking about the conversation I had in the bridge with Silri and the other folks. But
no, I love that whole encounter. No. That was wonderful. That was a really enjoyable thing to GM.
Nerith was supposed to know literally everything, so if Nerith's like, yeah, so, why are we?
Prompting deception check.
So, there's a ton of times where I don't really think I'll ask Corey to make a deception check, right? And then he says something so fucking badly that I just can't help it.
Oh no, I mean I completely agree with that. Yeah, when a player is doing something in character that's just so completely obtuse, you just got to make them make a check sometimes, just so their character can save them from their own incompetence.
I don't like where this is going.
That's basically what has to happen.
Yeah, I agree. So,
Hey, those are out of place.
Bob, how many times has Corey needed to do those sort of roles?
Well,
I mean,
to be fair, most of the time in the campaign that I was GMing, he was doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
So
I think there was a
character was specifically designed to do that badly.
I think the best part is when I distinctly recall Bob was like, "Don't do that," just like this real "don't do that," because I think he knew what I was gonna do. I wanted to punch, but like everyone else didn't.
If only Frog had that restraint.
You said, "Oh no, you're right. I do have more restraint than Frog." Oh,
That's why we've never found out any information from anyone. We've never entered a room with literally anyone that Frog has not immediately run at.
So basically what we're saying is Kalo never actually has to give NPCs any kind of personality or backstory because they just immediately attacked.
Let's just say finesse is not in our vocabulary currently.
Two parties had some development of building that the players found out about, and then after that, not so much. Like, they found out that Nerith was actually a crazy fucking cannibal, which is even made worse by the fact when you realize I'm pretty sure Keldor are vegetarians.
Perfect. How many NPCs have you had to recycle because you haven't actually got to use them? Looks down 28.
Flick.
Before we ran into the time constraints with the first campaign, did you have a different idea for what you wanted, like, the end game to kind of be? Because I know you adapted the...
Yeah, I mean... I was really wanting to go down a route where you were going to be having to be torn between, like, the corporatist stuff and the Empire and the Rebels.
That's what it felt like before.
I wanted to push it in that direction, but yeah, sadly, that was going to take a while to resolve that kind of thing.
That's the impression I got from what... Because there was that one campaign where we went with the Rebels, and then you're like, hey, I don't remember her name, I'm sorry, but it was one of the Athacam girls that we saved.
Yeah, the one who was actually a rebel, yeah. And was infiltrating the company from the inside, yeah. That was going to go somewhere, and then it couldn't, sadly.
You have no idea how excited I am, because I want to make a gank coercion character. I want this! Like, and intimidation seems so cool in this game. You can just reduce the difficulty of it.
Yep, you can actually, question NPCs properly that way. And then knock them out. Break them down mentally. Until they become a blubbering mess.
You don't understand. I'm going to quote every single shitty action movie I can. Every single one.
You finish your first interrogation, I'll be back.
Why are there two?
No. You got to get the more obtuse and weird Arnold quotes.
Why did
like stick around?
Damn it, Hex.
Get to the chopper.
Wow.
You say get to the chopper, and then you pull out like a circular saw.
See, I was really expecting Tanner's character to be more bullshit.
I was expecting Scarecrow to be the most big derailer in the fucking
Yeah, me too. But he was the most, like...
And then he roleplays really hard and throws me off.
I've never seen someone so committed to being 1994 Val Kilmer.
But then be 1994 Val Kilmer, but this time it's Star Wars, and it's convincingly Star Wars.
Except he's also in a Star Trek movie because he keeps on saying on screen.
I'll have you know, Bob, I made custom loot for a couple players, and Scarecrow's was cool sunglasses.
The custom loot Kalo made for me, the rest of the party wouldn't let me have it.
It wasn't custom loot. You never got that far. Your custom loot was at another level on the Harrow.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wanted to go back to the planet, and no one else let me go back. And the stuff that we did get, they tried to take from me because they didn't trust me. Vuz would never have to deal with this shit.
And then they accidentally solved my puzzle. I guess that's my fault for making it so the solution of the puzzle is to kill someone. Fuck. Also, I really
trying to shoot
adore
myself.
Corey's. Like, Bob, if you had to only watch a little bit of the new campaign, just watching Corey lie to the party about why he's stealing their shit, that's the jam. Holy...
The what now? I want that timestamp. I forget what episode that was.
Oh, it's so good. How's that landing gear? The who what now?
The what now?
Oh, like...
What's that now?
Or me lying about the extra cargo we had so I could sell it for more profit.
And then you flipped the destiny point so Katia couldn't turn it into a sculpture? Holy shit.
God, that whole episode was just trying to stop Katia from turning our ship into scrap.
How do you... I got a question for the other GMs. How do you get a player... Or how do you get new players to use destiny points? Because
suggested
all my
at every
players...
turn. Suggested at every turn.
They just refuse, though. I'm like, hey, you guys might die. You might want to use this. And they're like, nah. Let's
we
go.
might need it. Gotta break the hoarding mind.
It's a figure game.
What you should do to really convince them how powerful it is once the inevitable party roll bad shit happens, you use the destiny points in such ways that it convinces them to use it. Like, I don't know, you can flip it in such a way that puts them in a terrible position. I don't know how Bob would do it.
I mean, usually for destiny points, what I like to do with them when I'm the GM is, if I have some available, I will do some upgrades here and there just to put the fear of despair in people. And then I also like to use them to make an excuse for, like, Deus Ex Machina difficulty increase. So if I feel the players are just waltzing through something, and I want to drop an extra squad of stormtroopers on them or something, I'll flip destiny points to be like, you hear boots marching around the corner, that kind of thing. And I may have even already planned that as part of the game, and I would just want to spend the destiny points to give more of a to give the players feel like it has more validity than me just flipping the table on them, basically.
Are you suggesting GMs lie and mislead?
Hey, Bob, what's the highest adversary NPC we ever encountered in our campaign?
I think there was probably one rank 2, maybe rank 3 tops.
So that's what Slivered meant.
One of my players, like, used one destiny point once to upgrade. Like, I let them upgrade a green to a yellow, I think. And they got a fucking triumph at tossing one of the other characters, who was a pit droid. So I said, what was it? I said the pit
droid into a pit.
No, I said they tossed the pit droid at a stormtrooper, and the pit droid has an addiction to violence. So I had him make another roll, and that was, I think he got 2 triumphs on that. Yeah, and so basically, a Wookiee threw a pit droid with a flamethrower, and I had the pit droid just rip the stormtrooper apart, and I'm like, when am I going to get you to use the bad destiny points at this point? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like I said, that's when you flip a destiny point and have an extra squad of stormtroopers with a sergeant come around the corner.
Yeah.
That's when you flip a destiny point and the flamethrower's fuel tank explodes.
Oh, that's what I did. Like, I had, they were on Yavin 4 trying to steal a long-range transmitter from the Rebellion as the Empire was attacking. So, they were on the ground, and they came across a conflict between the Rebellion and, like, a squad of stormtroopers, and I had to come up with like all these NPCs that they're gonna meet, and like try to kill the rebellion or like try to sneak inside. But no, they just negotiate with the rebels and like become allied with them. I'm like, all right, like I expected you guys just to slaughter through them, but nope. And then they came across Death Troopers, so that was nice.
Oh, so Bob, you'd be happy to know that the Sith that Corey killed was adversary.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
what adversary are HK, Vernon, and IG?
Vernon is 2 and HK is 5.
Yeah.
You can stay fucking mad.
Don't worry, I will stay mad.
That he's like that is in this chat, and he hasn't said anything.
The silence is deafening, Kalo.
Everyone stare at Inertial condescendingly.
I'll do it.